Welcome everyone to another edition of the Red Pill Chauvinist Show. I'm your braggadocious, yet very humble host, the Red Pill Chauvinist. Yeah, man. Appreciate everybody for joining this episode, man. We're out here on a tropical island, out here getting some business done. But before I start, man, I want everybody to put these two words in the comment: peace, peace. I mean, put that peace in the comment. Let me know that that you watched this video, or to let me know that you rock with the RPC, the Red Pill Chauvinist, or that you like the message I put out there. Peace, man. Take about 2 seconds out your time, put peace in the comments. Appreciate that. But what I wanted to talk about on this episode is something that I've heard several times on YouTube and in private conversations, but only from a select few people are able to actually have this conversation and and actually know what they're talking about. The topic of the conversation is simply: it's lonely at the top, man. It's lonely at the top, man. Now, I've heard that before growing up, whether it be from celebrities, athletes, entrepreneurs, millionaires. Yeah, it's lonely at the top, man. I only really heard those people say that, so of course I know what those words mean. Like, I know what lonely means, I know what the top means. But again, like I said before, a lot of things that you hear from people, you don't get the full grasp of it until you experience some things, and then you fully understand what it means. It's lonely at the top, fam.
Alright, let's say you, for example, right? You got an idea, you got a grand plan in your head, right? You know what I mean? You go around, you tell your friends, your family, like, yo, I got this idea. Boom, 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 And they look at you like, whatever, man. They might even laugh at you. I'm saying, basically, they shoot your idea down. So what do? You disregard that. You know what I mean? Put your thoughts on paper. Words on paper into action. And that action happens to turn into a fortune, right? What happens at that point is that's when everybody is going to want to hop on your bandwagon, man. Everybody don't want to hop on after you've reached the finish line, per se.
So, why would that be lonely? It's lonely because the same dudes who shot you down, who shot your idea down, can't understand the work you had to put in to reach that fortune. They can't understand the sacrifices you had to make to get to that fortune. They don't see, they can't fathom, the energy it took, the losses, the research, the learning you had to do, learning curve, all that stuff, man, to get to where you at. So when you try to speak to them on your situation, on how you got there, or why your mindset is the way that it is at that point once you reach your fortune, they can't get it, man. Why can't they get it? All right, another way of putting it. If you're a dude that does a lot of reading, I'm not just talking about like magazines and gossip. I mean reading for the purpose of attaining knowledge and information. If you read often, right, that means it's like you're adding more components to your brain. It's like you're adding more ingredients to the soup. You know what I'm saying? Like you're becoming more and more multifaceted. Just think about it. You're gaining knowledge. That means what I like to call it is like a wrinkle in your brain. You're making more wrinkles in your brain. Let's just say that the brain with the most wrinkles, in this scenario, the brain with the most wrinkles is the smartest brain in the world. So if you're doing a whole bunch of reading, and every time you read a book, it adds a couple of wrinkles in your brain, you know, you're gonna be a little smarter. I'm gonna get to the point of why it's lonely at the top. Reading them books. Let's say you travel like myself. When you travel, that's another form of knowledge and information that you add into your computer, to your memory bank. Adding wrinkles to your brain, like I said. So think about this, man. For lack of a better term, for sake of argument, let's say you and your friends. I mean, before you started reading often, before you started traveling, all of y'all had about 10 wrinkles in your brain, just for sake of argument. You had about 10 wrinkles in your brain. A year later, 2 years later, after you've been done reading all them books, you have 15 wrinkles now, right? 15, 16 wrinkles. You go back and check your mans, you ain't seen like in a year or two, man. For whatever reason, you see him in a year or two. So now you got 16 wrinkles, your man's got 11. All right, that's cool. Y'all still could rock, you know what I mean? Y'all still could, hang out, drink some beers, you know what I mean? Chop it up, watch some sports. But now you start traveling now, right? 6 months of travel, you done went to Cuba, you done went to South America, you done went to Europe and Asia. Nah, ex-Asia out. You done went to Europe, all these spots, man. And every spot you went to, you learned about at least two, you got about at least 2 more wrinkles in your brain, man. So what we at? 16 plus 6, that's 22. There's 22 wrinkles in your brain now, fam. You go check your mans out. Hey, who you ain't seen in 6 months? Last time you seen him, he had 11 wrinkles. So it's a year and a half since the both of y'all had 10 wrinkles, man. A year and a half later, you have 22 wrinkles, fam. Your man got 12. How the fuck y'all gonna relate now, man? Huh? When they say it's lonely at the top, it's not a physical thing necessarily. It could be mentally. It's a mental thing also. You can evolve your mind. You can become knowledgeable and educated to a point where a lot of people can't relate to you. It'll come to the point where you can say something in plain English and people won't understand what you're saying, man. They'll say, what that mean? And you're like, yo, which word did I just say that you don't understand? Nah, but it's the way you said it. You're saying it with conviction. You know what I mean? With certainty. A lot of people aren't used to that. It's lonely at the top, man. So if you're building businesses, if you're thinking about moving out the country, if you have a global mindset, how many people do you think the same way as that, man? It's lonely at the top. So when you tell somebody you got to make an investment of, who knows, $5,000 here, you know what I mean, in order to get this contract, you know what I mean, in order to wait, who knows how long to make that $15,000 profit. Most people don't understand that, man. They'll look at you like, wow, 5,000. You know what I could do with 5,000? I could buy some Jordans, a chain. You know what I mean? A nice watch. They're not thinking like you, man. It's lonely at the top. That's why you'll get to a point, man, like myself. You'll start rolling solo dolo, man. Solo dolo. You know what I mean? If you're the type of person, that's what I'm looking for. If you're the type of person, you're motivated. You know what I mean? You're inspired to do bigger and better, man. Look at that. You're inspired to do bigger and better, man. Not just to be in your hood, man. Not just to be in the same spot. You know what I mean? A fucking cycle in a hamster wheel. Nah, man, move. Keep it moving, man. It's lonely at the top. So, the main thing I want to say about this being lonely at the top, in order for somebody to make it to the top, the tippy, you have to do and think unlike the average person. Just think about that, man. You kind of have to be abnormal. You have to be not normal to get to the top. Because if you had to have a normal mindset to get to the top,
there'd be more people on the top.
So, the fact that you know that you don't think the same as everyone else, man. The fact that you know you're not normal, you should understand and learn how to, like I said before, master solitude. You gotta come to realize you really don't need anybody else, man. That's cool. That's cool if you have somebody. But learn how to master solitude. Learn how to be your own best friend, man. Hola. Be your own best friend, man. Don't try to force your peoples, your friends, your family into the same mindset as you. Don't expect them to think like you. That you should look at that as a gift, man. You should look at that as a gift, man. Some could see it as a curse too, but nah, man. You gotta appreciate the gifts God gives you, man. If He gave you the gift to think abnormally so that you can get to the top, you can accept that, man, and live your life live, man. Point out the fucking lie. It's lonely at the top, man. Yeah. Last thing I want to say on that. There's nothing wrong if people don't understand what you're doing, why you're doing it, or how you're doing it, man. It's not for them. You gotta understand, God gives us certain messages that's just for us. He speaks to us in a certain way that only we can understand it. So I understand how it can be frustrating when you're trying to communicate this to your closest friends or your loved ones, and they just don't get it. Well, stop frustrating yourself, man. That message wasn't for them. Don't muck up your own gift, man. Trying to put everybody onto your plan. Do what you gotta do. Get to the top. If they're there when you get to the top, so be it. If not, continue living your life live and being abnormal. Rap Chauvinist.